It says here, Breck built the following exponential graph to model the sales of a popular new smartphone over time in months. The company making the smartphone only has a limited supply of 1,600 phones. Okay, I'm circling that. That's important. The x-axis represents the number of months since the phone was released. Okay, I'm going to put months down here. And then the y-axis, they say, represents the total number of phones sold. So y is up here. That's phones sold. Okay. Which of the following is the appropriate domain for the model, keeping the context in mind? Okay, so remember, we're going to try to keep the context in mind, and that means that we need to take all these things into account. We need to take this limited supply into account, and we need to take just overall what the graph shows into account. So we have a few options here: all real numbers, all positive integers, and 0, 0 to 1,600, and 0 to 4. Well, if you only have 1,600 phones, right, and the phones sold is the y-axis, you can see here they start at 100 phones sold at the very, very beginning when they start. And then after 1 month, it looks like, that jumps up to 200. So total phones sold jumped to 200 here. And then after 2 months, it's jumped to 400. Logically, the next one would be, you can see it's kind of doubling. So the growth rate here is 2x. After 3 months, it's going to jump up to 800, which would be somewhere up here. And then if you keep thinking about it, well, after 4 months, it would jump all the way up to 1,600. The point would be 4, 1,600. And that's important because remember, right here, they told us there's a limited supply of 1,600 phones, which means after that point, they can't sell any more phones because it says the company making the smartphone only started with that much. Which means that your inputs, your domain, can't go beyond that because the limited supply wouldn't let it. You can't sell 3,200 phones, for example, in month 5 because they don't exist. So you basically have to limit yourself to what would be valid based on the numbers. So all real numbers wouldn't work. All positive integers wouldn't work because there's too many above 4. C also sounds kind of correct, 0 to 1,600. That's actually the range of this model, right? That's the outputs that could come out of it for the y values. But since we are talking about domain, we're talking about x values and inputs. So the only answer that works is actually just D, 0 to 4 here.